and thank you for watching.
To revive aging articles, many webmasters follow a familiar routine. They open the dashboard, update the year in the title, and swap out a few adjectives to make the text read differently. The strategy relies on a specific psychological expectation that a new timestamp will prompt a recrawl and trick the algorithm into restoring lost traffic. Changing UI colors and tweaking wording accomplishes nothing if the substance remains static. The backend throws a structural error that Paint cannot hide. Google doesn't reward cosmetic updates. Prompting a recrawl without added value proves the page offers nothing new. Detection systems for low-effort modifications are at an all-time high. A superficial shortcut now signals a lack of quality, making the attempt mathematically detrimental. Surviving modern algorithm shifts requires recognizing that structural effort is the only remaining currency. Cosmetic tweaks are a wasted investment. Google search is active and evolving, but it has ended its subsidization of generic, low-effort content. This shift is driven by the rise of zero-click search. AI overviews have absorbed the bottom tier of search queries by answering commodity questions directly on the results page, removing the need for a user to click through to a site. Niche, brand-driven, and high-intent queries have proven more resilient. In these categories, the data shows only a minor 2.5% decline in overall traffic. Capturing this surviving traffic requires a total abandonment of the light refresh in favor of aggressive content expansion. The great AI repricing has moved the bar for what constitutes quality content. Basic maintenance and date swaps are obsolete as growth strategies. The scale of this problem is documented in a study by Republish AI, which analyzed 15,000 URLs across 20 different industries. They tracked the impact of content decay, the SEO equivalent of compounding technical debt. The mathematical penalty for leaving a page untouched is an average loss of 2.51 ranking positions. This decline is rapid. The 2.51 position drop occurs in just 76 days. On this chart, we plot search position against a 76-day timeline. A drop of 2.5 positions can cut organic traffic in half. This red line represents the inaction baseline. Doing nothing results in a steady loss of authority. Standing still is a guarantee of failure because competitors are out-researching and out-publishing you every week. We can measure the minor refresh, modifying a page by less than 10%, against that inaction baseline. The data shows that minor tweaks actually result in an additional half-position loss, represented by the yellow line dropping below the red baseline. A cosmetic update forces a recrawl that exposes the lack of substance. This validates a ranking demotion rather than a recovery. The solution is a strict requirement to add between 31 and 100% more substantive content. For a 1,500-word article, this means adding 500 words of data, new problem-solving insights, or expanded scope. Crossing this threshold yields a gain of 5.45 positions. The net difference between a failed tweak and a successful expansion is nearly 8 full ranking positions, the difference between the first page and obscurity. If you are not adding at least 1/3 more real value, touching the page is an active detriment to your rankings. To understand why Google enforces this 31% threshold, we have to look at the underlying architecture. Traditional keyword matching has been replaced by entity-based SEO. The algorithm evaluates actual people, businesses, and brands as entities within a network. The system asks, who is this entity? What are they known for? And what is the most authoritative current source about them? A significantly expanded page acts as a trust signal, connecting the entity to a high-authority topic. Stagnant pages trigger a negative trust signal. The lack of activity suggests to the algorithm that the entity may be inactive or shuttered. Google calculates its rankings based on its quantitative trust in a brand's activity and relevance. This depth of investment is the opposite of the ease found on social media platforms. Social media feels productive because of immediate visible engagement, but it carries a structural flaw. Social platforms are rented land. Your reach is subject to volatile algorithmic changes and rule shifts that can erase your audience overnight. Your website is the canonical home, the owned source of truth for your professional identity. A strong site functions as an independent landing zone, immune to the volatile moods of a social platform. Investing in your canonical home protects and increases your business value over time. The ultimate defense against AI-driven search is Cornerstone content. These are high-value guides that form the unshakable foundation of your website's authority. Cornerstone content acts as permanent architecture, reinforcing the core structure for compound growth. This structural approach avoids the mistake of treating blog posts as disposable flyers with a ticking shelf life. The operational rule is to fix things so they stay fixed. Only update a post if you intend to move the needle with substantive expansion. SEO in 2026 is the rigorous engineering of an impenetrable digital asset.
and thank you for watching.